Hey guys, it's Billy B Creations here. Yes, I am not animating at the moment for the next episode. I'm sorry. But I will be showing you a Flash tutorial on the interface of Flash because some people may get a bit mixed up with using Flash when they first start out. So I'm just gonna show around the bits and pieces like what these things do, what are all these here, like the mouse and stuff, and just to show you some stuff. So let's get started then. Um, okay, so what we have here is the file. This is where you can open a new document. I'm using ActionScript 3, my own. These are my own width and height for the screen that you use to animate on. If you draw that, that line will not be in the animation, and so on and so forth with the thing. That's to open the files for your Flash. That's the recent files you've used. That's to save the file. This save as template. You can use it as like a rain file or whatever. I don't use it too much, so I don't know too much about it. The import is very important if you want to put audio or images into your animation. So if you wanted to put sound into your animation, you would click import and import it to library and find the file, then import it to library, of course, and you will find it in here under library, and you'll find the file in here. And I'm in classic mode right now. I do have my own workspace, but this is just to show off what the classic version does, and then we'll go into each version to show you different extensions and stuff. So yeah, then we have export, which exports it to an image. Export the selection you've drawn on. Like if you selected like that, if you drew that and you selected only the corners like that would do that. It would select only that part. And then export movie. I don't really do this because Flash skips frames and kind of renders the file really badly in Flash when you finish an animation. So I would recommend using Swivel. It's a free animation software. It's a free Swift to free Swift converter. So you can put your animation file into there, and it will convert it to an AVI file or MP4 or whatever. And you just that is a lot better, and the link will be down in the description for that. Then there is all the ActionScript settings. The publish settings you need to know as well. You can also use this to export an image. Ping image is probably the best I would use because it shows more detail. It doesn't, like the JPEG makes it pixelated more. But yeah, blah blah blah. So that's your Swift. That you'd save it into there and you publish it, and that would be your Swift. But here, if you have audio in your animation, you want to change this because Flash's default audio sucks, and I would go for this speech, then 44 kHz for audio stream and audio event. So the same for both, like so. And included in layers, if you hit layers on purpose, you can click that, and it will not. You can do that, and it will not let you use the layers that you clicked X on over here, and I'll show you that now. So this will be the timeline. I'll show you this after all these tools here. So yeah, this is the selection tool. This selects the drawing or the thing you've put into Flash. This is the sub-selection tool. So when you draw something like this, you can click on it and you can bend stuff. Like you can bend the shape of it. And yeah, this is the transform tool. So it's the same as selection tool, but you can resize things. So if you drew that and selected it with this tool, you can shape it in any way form. You can twist it around and shape it like so, like a Nike, like a Nike logo. Blah, blah, blah. And 3D rotation tool, we don't really need to know about that because I never use it. I don't think many people do. Well, I don't know. I've never used it, so I don't know. The lasso tool is exactly like the selection tool, but you can select more freely. If you had like a face, you could select inside the face and stuff. This is the pen tool. So if you drew one straight line with the pen with this line tool, you can select this and make another dot, and pretty much just have two separate lines, and then you can, yeah, this I think, yeah, you can bend the line, and you know you can. It looks like that then, but blah blah blah. I'm not good at it. I never use the line tool anyway. That's the text tool, so you can type out blah 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 blah, Billy's 2 times, in its own writing and blah blah. Like I showed you, the line tool is here. It makes just, well, I said lines, and that you can shape. The shape tool, like rectangles, ovals, rectangle, primitive, blah blah blah. Don't need to know about these 3 because they're pretty they're simple, but they're not simple. I don't know. Okay, I never use them. I never use a lot of things. I draw very badly, in fact. I'm not a good animator. And you know, it makes a block then, or a circle. And here you can, you know, make it just a line and blah blah blah. This is the pen tool. You can have free lines instead of using the line tool, but it kind of doesn't really connect all the drawing together, so you cannot paint inside usually. Nope. Like I said, it's not the best, but it's very nice. This is something I use all the time. It's called the brush tool, and if I draw, you know, 2 eyes like so, like so, you know, I draw like that. That's how I draw. I use this tool all the time. I can, and it comes with the options. The object drawing tool, the object drawing option makes everything you draw an object. You draw inside another object, and then you have 2 objects there. Which, you know, it's kind of awkward then, because you don't want your drawing to look you don't want your drawing to be connected to different parts unless you're symbolizing it. We'll get into that in a few minutes because we don't have much time left. Locking fill, you know, if you drew this circle, I don't actually know what that does, to be completely honest. But yeah, this changes the shape. It can go from here to here. So that's the biggest and that's the smallest. And it doesn't, when you use the lines, it stays in the one, it stays as the one shape. The shape that stays at the one size on the frame. But when you draw like that, you can zoom in closer. You can draw smaller. You can zoom in closer. You can draw super small, and see, look, it's right there. You can barely see it. So yeah, and that's the brush tool. These are just you paint. You just draw on it. You draw underneath it. You also draw underneath it. Paint tool selection. You know, you paint what you selected. You select something, you paint inside it, and then same thing. I only use that and that and that. That's the only things I use. Deco tool just makes that. I'm just trying to do this really fast now. The bone tool I don't use, but it makes your character go like that. Like, you can move the bone of your character if you drew it. If you drew a character, or blah blah blah. Paint bucket, everyone pretty much knows if they've used a simple drawing program. Eyedropper as well, and an eraser. just rubs out things. The hand tool drags the screen along, but doesn't do anything really. Like it's like these. It uses these, and then zooming in and stuff. And then we have the timeline, which makes the animation move, of course. So you'd have this, like so. Then you have that, and it'd be like boot, do 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 do. That's that's an animation pretty much. And so I'm just gonna remove that as well, and clear this frame, as so. And then down here, onion skinning. So if you draw something here, and then put it on another frame, a blank keyframe, you go into onion skinning, you can see it again, you can move it, and it's a lot more accurate then. So it then looks like this. It's more accurate to your drawing beforehand, which I'm really happy about. I really like onion skinning. I always do that. I don't know why. And clear that. This is the onion skin outlines. These are this is this. You draw an outline, and it does the same thing, but with your onion skin. And then this is to edit multiple frames that you've drawn, and you can, if you've drawn them over here, you can drag them all the way back over here, if they're not a symbol, which is pretty nice. I've only learned about this recently by looking at tutorials and stuff. These are simple play buttons: play backward, forward, and skip to the first frame, skip to the end frame. Looping came in Flash CS5 and over. So if you have CS3 or something, this probably won't have it. It's a loop where you can loop over your symbol, loop over your animation. And then I don't know why, I don't know what that does, but I think it's just to center. Well, it says call center frame, but I don't use it, so I don't know too much. This is the frames per second. So if you, I work at 24 frames per second usually. I can work at 25 sometimes. And it's the drawings you do per second. The drawings you do per 24. You do 24 drawings and that's the 1 second, is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's how many seconds you've animated then. And that's the current frame you're on. And this is just a zoom, fit in window, shows it without these. Shows frame, centers it to just the frame. Show all shows everything that you've drawn around and in the frame. And then over here is the color palette, the color swatches, the alignment, so you can center stuff. Don't use that. So the library is just very important. Anything you make into a symbol or a movie or a button, well, a movie clip and button will all be in here, and you can reuse them then. And motion presets are like a bouncing ball. It uses all these animations that are too difficult or you're too lazy to use. Pretty much, I never use them anymore. Project, that's the project you're doing at the moment. I don't use that. And this is all the history. This is what I've done from the start. Won't get into that. And then smoothing, your brush tool will smooth from that. You can smooth it up there, it will look like that. Smooth it to the bottom, it will look exactly like how you've drawn it, like that. And but I like 50 because it's a nice smoothness. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can show you guys, except there's this one thing I really want to show you guys. It's called Keyframe Caddy. You can turn something into a symbol. Oh, I still haven't shown you symbols, have I? Sorry. If you draw, let's see, I'll do this quickly. If you draw a circle, then you select it and turn it into a movie clip. A movie clip only plays in its own timeline and on the actual video itself. A graphic plays in the timeline and on the video, and a button is interactive. You click on it and it will bring you to a link or another frame. So that's really all I can show you guys. See, look, now it's in the library. That's really all I can show you guys, but thank you for watching. I hope it helped slightly for anyone who needed help on this, and I will talk to you guys later. And I guess that's it. Bye!